Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kristin and I love to craft. Today we have some Cricut vinyl projects that we are going to be working on, and this is going to be sort of like a market prep slash beach prep. We are going on vacation this weekend and I'm so excited. So we have some drink pouches that we are going to make for me and the boys. As far as market prep, I do have a fanny pack that I want to hold like cash in, and so I kind of want to decorate that a little bit. And then we are going to decorate this sign for our table for market prep. And then this right here is like a little trinket dish, and so I wanted to put some vinyl on that. So let me go ahead and pick out some vinyl colors and I will be right back. Here's the vinyl that I picked out. I purchased most of my vinyl from Amazon and Hobby Lobby. I like to buy mine in huge rolls like this. You can tell it has like a lot on here, and I will have all of the products that I'm using listed down in the description box below, so don't forget to check it out. This one actually came from Hobby Lobby and we have used it in a previous project, and I just love this pattern so much. This is a light pink. We have like a melon sort of orange color, and then we have a very turquoise blue color. So these are super pretty. Let's go ahead and start on our first project. I have about 10 different mats that I use for my Cricut. This is the 405 Basics brand from Hobby Lobby. It is very comparable to the Cricut brand, but this is just the one that I grabbed. I love the fact that it's pink. Pink is like my favorite color ever, as you can tell. So I'm going to go ahead and just fast forward through this task, and I will be right back. I started cutting the wrong file for this, so I had to turn it sideways, but let's go ahead and take it off of the mat. If you don't want your paper to curl, go ahead and flip your mat over and just kind of peel your mat back while holding down your vinyl. And that keeps it from curling. So now I'm just going to cut off the pieces that we don't need. For the boys' drink pouches, we are going to use this color, and this is called Aquarium, which is very fitting for the color because it's so pretty. Look at this pretty color. I love how smooth it is. I think that's actually why it's one of my favorite colors that they make. Let's go ahead and just line it up. And I'm going to use this little brayer tool and just kind of bring it downwards. That way that we can kind of eliminate any bubbles from getting in there. All right, that looks great. So I'm gonna go ahead and head on over to my machine and I'll be right back. Now that this one is done, let's go ahead and flip it over and again, roll it back. And I'm going to take my scissors again, and we are just going to cut around what the Cricut just cut. And we have a great scrap piece. Next up, we're going to use this pretty pink color, and it is actually in the shade light pink. Take our mat again, and let's just put it on the top. Again, using that brayer tool. Now let's head on over to the machine. Now that that's done, we can go ahead and just flip it over and peel it back again. And we can cut this one down. I'm also going to cut it down on this side as well, because you would be surprised how often that you would use your scraps if you saved them. This would work for like a cute little monogram on like a keychain or something, so this is definitely going to go in my scrap stash, along with this big one, of course. Next up, we are going to take some white vinyl, and what I'm going to do for this one is just cut off a few inches. And we are going to line it up at the top, use that brayer tool, and just go all the way across. And let's go on over to the machine. Now that this one's done, of course, flip it on over, peel it back. And for this one, we are going to have a lot of scrap on this one, so we are going to trim it like that and all the way across. Next up, we are going to do my name, and it's going to be kind of small, so that's why I'm going to line this one up at the top with this smaller part up here. Use that brayer tool, just roll it down. All right, let's go on over to the machine. This one's done. And I'm just going to roll it up a little bit, and let's see, I just want to cut it because I'm about to use this color again. I just really, really like this color. So I'm going to trim it down like that. And this is the piece that we just cut. And so if we flip, so if what we cut was just right here and we want to use this same sheet again, we are just going to rotate it and feed it in through our Cricut this way. So let me go ahead and run this through the machine and I'll be right back. All right, this one's done, and I don't think we're going to use this color again, so let's go ahead and take it off the mat. Let's go ahead and cut this one down as well. Next up, we are going to use this color. To me, it looks like a melon kind of color, but it says Orange Crush. Okay, let's go ahead and put it on our mat. Use our brayer tool. Let's go ahead and run it through the machine. This one is done. Let's go ahead and take it off the mat. And I'm pretty sure that the last color that we're going to use is that light pink one. And I think I have 2 files that I'm going to use that one for. So I'm going to go ahead and just take this one off first, cut it down, and then I'm going to put the pink on here, line it up at the top, use that brayer tool. I love this little thing. I think it makes it so much easier to make sure that your vinyl is flat on your mat. But let's go ahead and run this one through the machine again. So it looks like I only had 1 file to cut instead of 2, which is perfectly fine. So I'm officially done cutting on the Cricut. So let's go ahead and cut this one down just like this. And I have my weeding tool here. I get my weeding tools from Amazon, Dollar Tree, Hobby Lobby. I do know that the Dollar Tree is the cheapest, even though the tips kind of bend a little bit. But that is just a more affordable option if you're looking for that. So we have a lot of things to weed out. What I'm going to do is weed them out by project. So we are going to start off with our fanny pack. This one is just so stinking cute. This one I'm going to be using for the beach just to put like a little bit of cash in there. I do know that sometimes they walk around and they sell like snow cones and little things like that. So it's always good to have cash on hand. I thought it would be cute to put my first initial and then some of those cute flowers that I have been using lately. I'm just loving those. And if you need a link to the flowers, I will definitely link that down below as well. So don't forget to check that out. I love this vinyl. See how easy that just weeded out? And then we are going to use our pokey tool to get out the middles of the flowers. I really like this vinyl as well because it holds up really, really nicely. Alright, I'm going to use some of my transfer tape. This one came from the Dollar Tree, but you can buy transfer tape pretty much any craft store. Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Amazon, Dollar Tree, of course. Alright, so now I'm just going to put it over the top. I'm going to use that brayer tool, and we are going to go over the top like this. And while I have this, let's go ahead and just cut this one down a little bit more. And we are going to peel off that backing, just like that. This is going to be kind of hard, so let me see if I can find something to put in here. And I can also cut off that tag as well. Okay, so I have some fabric I'm just going to stick in here. That way that it kind of takes shape a little bit. Okay, that should be fine. So now I'm going to put the letter K on here. And I'm going to kind of center it. And I just want to kind of roll it a little bit. That way we don't get any bubbles or creasing. And for this, I might actually have to use that scraper tool just to put a lot of pressure on it to get it to actually stick down. Alright, so now I'm going to peel up the transfer tape. Oh, look at that. That's so pretty. Now I do want to add some flowers on there, so I'm going to trim this down. That way we don't have such a big piece to work with. And let's just kind of peel them up one at a time. I don't want to work with too many. And we are just going to place them down randomly. Wow, this is turning out so much cuter than I thought it would be. I love the fact that this is vinyl so that you can wipe it down, especially being at the beach. It might get, you know, a little bit of salt water on it, and it just seems like this is going to be really, really easy to wipe down and clean off. Okay, I'm gonna put one up here. And then I think I'm going to put one right here and one at the top, and then we are going to be done. And it actually looks like I cut just enough because I wanted them to be kind of randomly on there. All right, let's get this last one and put it towards the top. Look at that. Oh my goodness, that is so cute. All right, let's take out that fabric. And this is what it looks like. And of course, we can go ahead and cut off this plastic here. And there we go. We have a fanny pack. Let's go ahead and set this to the side and work on our next craft. This next design that we have says shine bright like a diamond, and it has a little diamond ring and some sparkles. I know you guys can't see it, so let's go ahead and weed it out. Okay, so this is what it looks like up close. Let's go ahead and use some transfer tape to transfer this onto here. So for this one, I'm going to cut a longer piece. And we are going to peel off that backing and put it on top, kind of folding it and then rolling it down. And for this, I'm going to use a scraper tool so we can get really in there. This has a lot of little pieces and the font's really tiny, so I just want to make sure that everything has adhered. Okay, and then we are going to flip it over and take a look. We might have to work with it a little bit. This Dollar Tree transfer tape is very low tack, and so I like it for that, but sometimes it can be hard to work with, especially if the vinyl just does not want to stick to it. It does have its pros and cons. That actually was not too bad. So now I'm going to flip it over and we're going to take this little trinket dish, and I would like to have just a little spot to put some of my jewelry that I wear more often, and we are going to put it down in the middle. Alright, that is about as center as possible, and I do want the words to be kind of along the bottom. So I'm going to kind of tilt it up a little bit and roll it down. I'm going to use my finger, and then we are also going to use that scraper tool. Alright, and let's peel up that transfer tape. Okay, and here's what it looks like up close. That turned out so good. Let's go ahead and set this one to the side as well. Let's move on to the boys' drink pouches. They are so excited for these. They have been asking to use these all week, and I might actually let them use a couple before our trip, you know, just like playing outside on the water slide and things like that. But let's go ahead and take out 2 drink pouches. Also, a little tip for your grandkids, nieces, nephews, your kids, or even for yourself, you can crunch up a bunch of popsicles and put them in here, and whenever it melts down a little bit, it's kind of like a little slushie. So for their drink pouches, we are just going to do their initials, and of course we did it in this little blue turquoise kind of color. And let's go ahead and use our weeding tool, and this is going to be super easy to weed out since the letters are so big. And we can weed out the middles. Just like that. That one's done. And then I don't know what is going on with my camera. It just gets like really bright and then it gets like normal. I don't know what's happening with it. I'm gonna have to research it a little bit more because I know whenever I'm watching it back, it does hurt my eyes a little bit just with it being so bright, and then it goes back to normal. But I'm definitely aware of it and I'm definitely going to be looking into it. So just be patient. Okay, let's go ahead and weed out these middles as well. And then for this one, we could take that out. Now I want to make sure that we cut down a generous piece. Let's go ahead and peel off that backing. And then I'm going to, again, fold it and then roll it down. We're going to use that brayer tool to go over the top. So now let's go ahead and peel off the backing of the vinyl. And let's center it as best as possible. This is a really big font and cut, so we have to make sure we do it pretty precise. Okay. Let's just try to work with it. Just like that. And I'm going to use my scraper tool just to really get in there, make sure it goes on really flat. And then we can peel up the transfer tape. Look how cute that is. Oh my goodness, they are going to love these. I know that they have been asking to put their popsicles in them again, so we might have to do that this afternoon. But we are definitely going to use these for the beach as well. We can just rinse them out with like some soap and water. But let's go ahead and do the other one using that brayer tool to really flatten out that transfer tape. All right, flip it over. We're going to gently peel up that backing. Let's kind of flatten that out and then center it again, about right there. Using that scraper tool to really get in there. And then peeling up that transfer tape. All right, these two look good. Let's go ahead and move on to my drink pouches. Ooh, looks like we have a storm rolling in, and I don't know if you can hear that, but that was definitely thunder. Lately, our storms have been like really, really bad. Not damage wise, but they just sound really bad. They just like shake the windows and you can just hear it. So we are going to kind of run through these crafts because I don't want it to be lightning and all that. And I'm sitting here beside the window, so definitely want to be cautious. So I'm going to weed out this one. I thought that this would just be really pretty and elegant. And I love this font. I got this one from Canva. So I'm not sure if you guys know it, but you can definitely take your image from Canva and upload it through CRICUT as like an SVG. And I love doing that just because I can have my own kind of like custom fonts. And for my drink pouches, they do have the pink straws, but of course they are the same. And since these little pouches are the same as the other ones, we're gonna go ahead and just use these. So I'm going to take a piece of transfer tape and we're going to reuse this one. Use our brayer tool, and then let's go ahead and flip it over and peel up the backing of the vinyl. Uh-oh. Okay, I think I may have just ripped the vinyl, so I'm gonna have to be extra careful. Okay, looks like it ripped it just a little bit, but I think that we can fix it. Just flatten it out a little bit more, like that. And then I wanted to do this one sideways on my drink pouch. So I'm going to start in the middle. And I'm going to take my finger and just kind of press it down to get it started. And then let's use our scraper tool to really get in there. And peel up that transfer tape. I know it's kind of hard to see, but in person it just looks so pretty. So look at that. Ah, I love it. All right, the next one is a cute one, and this one says Sweet Summertime. So let's go ahead and weed this one out. Hopefully this one weeds out really nice because the letters are so skinny. And it looks like it is. Okay, that was effortless. I love the way that that peeled up so nicely. So I definitely recommend the 405 Basics brand by Hobby Lobby. Okay, we also are going to reuse this piece of transfer tape. We're going to use our brayer tool to roll it on there. Flip it over and peel off that vinyl backing. Okay, we are almost done with this one. Now that I'm looking at it, I might even use a coordinating orange straw from this pack for this one instead of using it for the pink. I'm not sure yet, but this is just such a cute craft. Okay, so we have our drink pouch here. Let's try to get it as center as possible. Press it down with our fingers and then with our scraper tool. And then let's peel up that transfer tape. Look at that one. Oh my goodness. I just love all of these. The last drink pouch that we are going to do is called Sippin' Pretty. And I thought that that was just a cute one to add to our little drink pouch collection. Now let's go ahead and weed out the middles. Using that same transfer tape that we've been using. Now we are going to take our brayer tool and just run over it. All right, again, this is our last drink pouch that we are going to work on, and then we are going to move on to our last craft. Let's go over it with our little brayer tool here, and then our scraper tool, and then peel up that transfer tape. And there's a better look at it. I just love this one too. Okay, the last craft that we have on our craft table today is this cute little wooden sign. This is acrylic. It was $1.79, which is a steal of a deal to me. Let's go ahead and unpackage it. So we have our acrylic sign, and if you've never worked with these before, they do have a little covering on it, so don't forget to peel that off before you put on your vinyl or before you paint it. I've seen a lot of people paint these and I find that very inspiring. I just cannot paint like that, so I'm definitely not going to try that one. So we have that layer up. There's also another layer on the back, but let's go ahead and just weed this one out first. And this one has a little rainbow on it, and it says shop small. I think it's going to be so cute for our little tent that we're going to have to set up. And then we can weed out the middle. And then we're going to use our transfer tape that we've been using. This one is about worn out, so this will definitely be the last time that we're using this specific piece. But let's take our brayer tool, go ahead and run over it. And then we are going to flip it over and peel up that backing. Okay, clearly the bottom right here did not have enough transfer tape, so I'm going to add on this piece and just cut it down. That way we can go ahead and take off all of it at the same time. Okay, and I do want to see how far that it actually goes in here before we put it on our side. I can see it on the side, it's about 1/2 inch, so we need to make sure that we do not go past that mark. So let's go ahead and just center it towards the top. About right there. And then I'm going to take my brayer tool to go over the top of it. And then go ahead and peel up that transfer tape. All right, and then let's not forget to go ahead and peel off the backing. And then we can go ahead and slide it on here. And here's our cute little shop small sign. I think it's going to be so cute for the market. So that is, I've tried to film this outro a couple times and it just keeps thundering. So I'm going to do this rather quickly. Thank you all so much for tuning into today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I had so much fun making all of these cute little drink pouches. So let's just go ahead and run through those one more time. We have my name. We have the boys' initials. We have Sweet Summertime. We have Sippin' Pretty. And then of course we have this cute little fanny pack that we put my initial and those flowers on. That thunder, oh my goodness. And then we have this little dish that I made for my rings and jewelry. And then we have a shop small sign that I'm going to put on our booth at the market. I hope that I've inspired you to create something new in your craft room, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!